journey, there's no looking back. With Jesus to lead us, we're on the right track. Oh, 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 oh. Wide open spaces for wide open eyes. We're looking ahead for the next big surprise. Oh, 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 oh. We trust in you, Jesus. You're all that we need. Your power will pull us through. We're trusting in you. We're trusting in you. You give us hope and life that's forever. You make us whole and we stand together. Your power will pull us through. We're trusting in you. We're trusting in you. We're off on this journey, there's no looking back. With Jesus to lead us, we're on the right track. Oh, 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 oh. Wide open spaces for wide open eyes. We're looking ahead for the next big surprise. Oh, 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 oh. We trust in you, Jesus. You're all that we need. Your power will pull us through. We're trusting in you. We're trusting in you. You give us hope and life that's forever. And we stand together. Your power will pull us through. We're trusting in you. Trusting in you. Your power will pull us through. We're trusting in you. Trusting in you. Trusting in you. We're trusting in you. Trusting in you.
Hey everybody, I'm Bubba.
I'm
and
Angela.
This is Angela. And we're here to talk to you about day one. We're so glad that you're part of our worship service, and we look forward to spending time with you as we go through this week's Bible school. Now, this week's Bible school has got 5 days, and we're going to be with you every single day. We're going to talk about the Bible study, then we're going to meet with each other, then we're going to depart. So, as we go through this, we're talking about the Rocky Railway. So day one is where we're at today, and it's good to see you all. And day one is Jesus' power helps us do hard things. I don't know if you've ever had to go through hard things, but Jesus' power always gives us hard things. What's our verse for the day, Angela?
Our Bible verse for today is, "For I can do everything through Christ who gives me strength." Philippians 4:13.
Do you know that in Jesus' time and in the time of the Bible, there was a lot of people that did a lot of hard things. Imagine when Noah had to build the ark. Imagine when Joseph had to take his son to the top of the hill. Imagine when Job had to lose everything and start over. You see, Jesus gives us the power to do a lot of hard things. Have you ever had to do something hard?
I've had to do lots of hard things in my life, like moving different places or trying to talk to people who didn't really want to be nice to me.
Yes, I've done a lot of hard things too. Like when I would go in the grocery business and you meet people that are not having a good day, you got to make them happy.
Absolutely.
But Jesus always helps us out through hard things. But each day of the week, we're going to be visiting for you. This is Angela, and I'm Bubba, and we're your conductors and your engineer for the week, so we hope you have a good time. But right now, it's time for us to take off, and it's time for us to leave. So we hope you have a good time, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Bye guys, see you tomorrow.
Hi kids, I'm going to give you a Bible story today. Concerns the Bible character Ananias. It comes from the book of Acts. It tells us about Saul. When Saul was approached by Jesus, Jesus spoke to him. Saul was a persecutor of Christians. He hated Christians. He did everything he could to stymie the Christian message. Jesus spoke to him, and at the same time he blinded Saul and told Saul he would have to live with this until time came when God would use him to bring salvation to the for Jesus to change that. You know, the Bible tells us oftentimes that Jesus asks us to do, as followers, to do hard things. Think about some of the Bible characters you remember. Noah. Noah built a boat in the middle of a desert. It took him years and years, and all his friends would walk by and laugh at Noah, thinking that Noah didn't know what he was doing. Well, we all know what happened. It started raining, and it rained for 40 days and 40 nights. Noah saved all the animals and his family, and he got the last laugh, as they say. Of course, someone else that had a hard job was Mary. Mary was unmarried, and of course Mary brought the baby Jesus into the world. She was ridiculed her own self. You know, the name Ananias, when he was named, his family didn't know just how meaningful that name was, but his name means protected by the Lord. Today, Jesus still asks his followers to do hard things. And you as kids realize there's some hard things that you come across even as young as you are. You've probably experienced hardships in splitting time with your parents after they've divorced. You've had dealings with trying to meet new friends. You've had friends hurt your feelings. Things such as this. Even when you try to reach out and be a friend to someone else and they say, no, maybe not this time. You get your feelings hurt. So it's real hard sometimes in doing what Jesus asked you to do. I'm going to tell you the Bible story in first person, which that means that I'm going to make like I'm actually there in the biblical days and talking to Ananias. The scene is set in a large house. I have a group of friends over, and we're having a meal, and we're sitting and talking and visiting, and then all of a sudden, Ananias just out of nowhere comes bursting into the room. He's breathing heavily. He's panting. He ducks down behind some of my guests, and of course, he scares me, and I'm saying, Ananias, what's wrong? He said, I'm hiding. And I said, oh, Ananias, this is my friends. Friends, this is Ananias, my friend. I don't know what's going on with him. He's acting strange today. But Ananias is crouching down, hiding. He really doesn't know what to do. He peers out from around some of my friends, and he's looking like he's looking for somebody. And I ask him, what are you doing here? Why are you like this? And he said, you mean you haven't heard? I said, haven't heard what? He said, Saul. You know who Saul is? I said, yeah, I know who Saul is, and I know Saul had an encounter with Jesus on the road to Damascus coming here, and that Jesus spoke to him and blinded him. And he said, yeah, but you know what he used to do to Christians? He used to stone them. He used to put them in chains, and he did all kind of evil things against them. And I love Jesus. I'm a Christian. I love to be called a Christian, but now I'm scared. I'm afraid because Jesus came to me and he said, Ananias, I want you to do something real hard, real tough for me. And he said, I want you to go out on the street, walk down to the street called the Street of Straight. And at that point, asked where the man from Tarsus is named Saul. So I couldn't do it. I was afraid. I was scared. Didn't know what to do. And Jesus said, I want you to lay your hands on Saul. And when you lay your hands on Saul, he will be able to see again. You will be the first person to come in contact with Saul after he has become a Christian. Well, Ananias thinking the way he was thinking said, no, I can't do that, because when he sees me and I'm the first person he sees, he's going to get mad with me. He's going to have me stoned or either put in chains. He's going to have me ordered me to be thrown into the jail and forget about me. He said, I just cannot do it. just cannot do it. How many times, kids, have you had hard things to do? I know I've had hard things to do. I'm a little bit older than you, and there are some times when I've had some hard things to do that really I didn't know if I could do it or not. A lot of you have different things you can do well. I was fortunate enough to be kind of athletic, and I was able to play on some teams, things such as this. Fortunate enough to be able to carry a tune and be able to sing. I know you've done things too that you're good at. Some people are excellent at math. Some people are excellent in gymnastics. So there's all kinds of things that we know how to do that we're good at. And then there's things that we maybe are not as good at. But it's one thing to try, and it's another thing to not try. And this is what Ananias was weighing in his mind. I remember one time years ago when I was dealing with a real problem in my life, a real issue in my life, and didn't know where to turn. And I had talked to people, and they said, well, just give it over to Jesus. Give it over to God. He'll see his way clear. He'll make a path straight for you. You know, when people tell you that, you kind of wonder. You don't want to doubt, but at the same time, you kind of wonder if this is really real, if these things really come to pass. I know you've played the game. I have in the past, and I know that some adults have played it too, where you stand straight, you close your eyes, you hold your hands out by your side, and there's people behind you, and you have to fall backwards, hoping somebody will catch you. That's faith, because you have the faith that someone is going to catch you. Falling backwards on purpose is hard, and that's the way Ananias was about Saul. He was very, very upset about seeing Saul. I know you've all had issues in your life where you've had some times maybe where you've had some doubts about yourself. Maybe you didn't get as good a grade on that test as you thought you could. Maybe you didn't have a friend treat you like a friend, and you had to get over the hurt that you felt. I've had the things like that happen to me often in my life. It sounds like, think about it in your life. And I think if you talk to other people, you'll realize that everything is not a bed of roses. Everyone goes through hard times, no matter what. Jesus has asked us, and God asked us to do things, even though we know they're going to be hard. He knows they're going to be hard, but He tests our faith. He tests our ability to work out the reasons in our life, to work out those things in our life. You sit there and you think about things that come along in your young life. You're fixing to start a new school year. Hopefully you'll be able to get back into your schools. You'll have new classmates. You'll have the ability to make new friends. And you just have to hope that these new friends will be friends to you like you want to be friends with them. But sometimes it doesn't work that way. Just like the case with Ananias. He wanted to do what Jesus asked him to do. He wanted to have faith to do it. But also Ananias knew in his mind of what had happened to Christians before Saul became a Christian. And he hoped that Saul wouldn't change back to the old Saul and start persecuting or punishing Christians. If you will, bow your heads with me as I say a little prayer for us and for Ananias, that we will be able to have the power that God wants us to be able to challenge and do these hard things in our life. God, we ask you to please be with us as we come across things in our life that test our ability to trust you wholly and solely. God, we ask you to give us the ability to ask you anything and pray to you on anything that's troubling us, and know that you hear our prayers and you have the ability to answer those prayers and the ability to work things out right in your time. God, we thank you for these boys and girls that are attending Vacation Bible School via the media. We ask you to bless them and guide them as they continue to learn about you and learn different things in Bible school. In these things we pray in your name. Amen. Thank you, boys and girls. We had a good time, and I hope you learned a little bit. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to First Baptist Church Virtual Bible School, Rocky Railway. And I'm Lori White, and I'm going to show you some of the crafts that we'll be doing, and they're in your packet if you picked them up at First Baptist Church. The first one I'm going to show you is Express Your Faith. This has all of some of the verses that you'll learn during the week through your lessons and through the stories that you have. So we're going to put this together. We have our train and then all of the others on the string below it. But first we have to figure out a way to hang it up. So we put in our string that doesn't want to go in real easily. If not, we may have to steal some tape from somebody. I should already put this in here. Oh, there it goes. Yay. And you tie a knot. Now, moms and dads may have a better idea for doing that, and that's perfectly okay. So we'll put it and we'll tie it so you can hang it up wherever you want to after you get done with it. All right. There we go. All right. So we have a way for it to be tied. Okay, so then we'll put our next piece on the back, which is the string that holds all the Bible verses. And there's a really neat way that they have you do this. There's some yellow little tabs, and you use that. You pop those off, and here's one, and they're already coming off the piece of paper, and you put it on so that it will stay in place. Now the first one of these Bible verses is, "For I can do everything through Christ who gives me strength," Philippians 4:13. And that's the first one that we will put on our little string. And then it has a little reminder of what that means, and it says, "Jesus shows us strength." And that goes on next to it. And then what we will do is put it back here, kind of down. And we have another one of those, and we'll put it on. Okay. The next one we do is Psalm 31, and it's alternating colors, so it'll be nice and pretty. And it says, "So be strong and courageous, all who put your hope in the Lord," Psalm 31:24. And we put something that says, "Jesus gives us hope," to remind us what that means. Looks like a little ticket too. Okay, we put that on, and again we take a little yellow sticker to hold it in place. This is good because you don't have to have any other kinds of things. It's all in one package. Okay, our next one is, "He gives power to the weak and strength to the powerless," Isaiah 40:29. And then we put the train. Jesus gives us power on here. And we shall put that on. Okay. And then we'll stick it on. We have two more to do. You can space these out any way you want to. This is your craft. Okay. And then our next one is another green one. "The Spirit of God who raised Jesus from the dead lives in you," Romans 8:11. And that one has the Spirit. Jesus lifts our spirit. And this one, yeah, there we go. All right, and we put that on there. See, and it looks kind of like that. And then we will stick it on. And then last, we have "Love each other in the same way I have loved you," John 15:12. And Jesus had said that. So we'll put that, and the last thing out on here, it says Jesus shows us love. So it will go on. Our last one, and we put it on the very end, and then we tape it on, and we use our little yellow stickers instead of tape actually. And now you have one just like mine. So there are two here. So that's what you get to do after you've picked up your little kit, and I'm sure you've already done that, to be able to do the crafts. And of course, we always need to clean up after we get through. Thank you for being here, and we'll see you again soon.
My name is Dominic, and I'm almost 11 years old.
Dominic lives with his mom, dad, grandma, and grandpa. He enjoys all kinds of hobbies, but one is his favorite.
I like to build things. I also like karate a lot. I love karate because I get to really express myself, and I get to have fun, and I also get to build character and build physical strength.
Learning karate is hard work. Dominic practices up to 3 times a week. Plus, he practices at home with his dad.
The hardest thing about karate is definitely a lot of push-ups, leg lifts, sit-ups.
Dominic knows that he needs to trust Jesus when things get hard.
There was this board breaking thing, and I saw all the other kids break it with their palm, right here. Boom. Just didn't work out for me.
Dominic failed to break the board with his hand, but he didn't give up. He continued to train, and he asked Jesus to help him.
And I said, I'm gonna break this board. It's an obstacle in my way, and let me push through it. And I broke it.
Another part of karate is taking tests to earn new belts. Each belt color represents a new level. Earning a new belt is hard.
I was very discouraged on the first day because I was afraid I wasn't going to pass, and that's what brought me down. The second day, I was feeling very, very discouraged, very, very, very sad. And I thought, I don't think I'm going to pass this, and I didn't. I failed, and I failed, and I failed. Finally got to the last day that I could possibly test, and I said, this isn't going to be like those last times. I am going to pass it. I said, you know what, Jesus can help me get through this. I'm just going to pray to him today. I am going to pass the test tomorrow. And I did.
In the Bible, in the book of Philippians, chapter 4, verse 13, it says, "For I can do everything through Christ who gives me strength."
My 3-day test, it was really hard. And Jesus helped me through that. I was nervous for it. If you're going through hard things, I suggest that all you need to do is just trust in God and he'll help you. Pray to God and he can get you through anything. Jesus' power helps us do hard things.
Hey y'all, we're gonna have snack time today. If you wanna pull out your snack bag, we're gonna be making a traffic light with a brownie. Abby, Kate, and Allie here are gonna make theirs.
Hi.
Girls, if you wanna take and put a red M&M on top, like it's on the top of a stoplight, and then what color goes in the middle?
Yellow.
And put a yellow one in the middle, and you just kind of push them down in there. And then what goes on the bottom, Allie?
Green.
Green. So you want to stick a green one in the bottom.
Well, that was fun.
That was fun. And then you got some extra brownies to eat.
Yeah, it looks like a stoplight.
So there we go.
Let's see mine. This is mine.
Oh,
Oh,
you lost.
and they're Oreo. Yeah, Oreo flavored.
So we hope you enjoy your snack for today.
Bye.
Hey, it's good to see you.
Hey guys.
guys.
We hope you had a wonderful day. We did.
I did.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
We've been bringing the trains in while you've been studying. You've been learning about Jesus.
Hard
We've done
work.
a lot of work, and we love you, and we hope that you had a good time. And so, at the end of the day, we want you to go home and we'll make sure you have Jesus sightings. So look for Jesus everywhere.
Everywhere.
He may be at your house.
He may be at Chick-fil-A.
Oh.
He may be at a restaurant. He may be at the mall. You never
He
know.
may be wherever you are, at the grocery store, at your home, at your church, or at your wherever you're at, or maybe just by scrolling through your social media.
Absolutely.
He may show up. But the one thing you got to do is always look for God. And we hope that you return tomorrow
We'll see
because
you
we
back.
want to see you. But now it's time for us to leave. And so we hope you have a wonderful day. We don't need to miss a train. This is the last one for
Gotta
today. We're going to stay here. So we'll see you later.
Bye.
Goodbye.